Welcome to the Saturday morning edition of Fernando's Rant of the Day. So, what I want to discuss today is there's going to be days, like right now I woke up. We have this Saturday morning meeting, and obviously not feeling it. I didn't want to leave to go to this Saturday morning meeting. A couple of different reasons why I wouldn't want to go, but that's irrelevant. What I'm getting at is there's going to be days when, so we've been talking a lot about going after your dream. Now, when you make this commitment to go after your dream, there's going to be days where you're just not feeling it. Now, there's two types of people in the world. People who make a commitment. Everybody wants to get their dream. Nobody wants the status quo. Nobody wants to be stagnant in life, right? But some people make the commitment, and then some people, when they have these moments, they just shrink back. And they say, you know what? The pain that this commitment to my dream is causing is greater than the pleasure I can get right now. And that's the make or break point. That's when you start justifying your current situation. Say, well, it's not that bad. Well, at least it's better than that person's life. And then, well, he ain't really happy anyway. You'll point to successful people and say, well, they're just crooks anyway. People who are successful are just assholes. They're douchebags. They're fucking idiots, right? You start tearing other people down because that's the quickest way to balance the relative value scale that's going on in your head. Is to tear someone else down, right? It doesn't have to be this way. Think about this. I want to tell you a little story. So there's the story of the Chinese bamboo plant. Are you familiar with this? I just found out about it the other day. Fucking fascinating. So the Chinese bamboo plant's not like any other plant. When a farmer plants a Chinese bamboo, they know it's not going to be an instant gratification. But once they reap the harvest of this Chinese bamboo, it can set up their family for the rest of their lives. So what's the deal with the Chinese bamboo? So when you plant the Chinese bamboo, it's not most plants, when you plant them, I'm not a farmer or anything, but once you plant most plants, most fruits and vegetables, in a few weeks you start seeing growth. You start seeing the fruits of your labor. You can't eat the fruits obviously right away in a few weeks, but you start seeing the growth. Like it doesn't demoralize you completely because you see the growth. You know it's coming because you have evidence that it's coming. With the Chinese bamboo, on the other hand, once you plant that seed of the Chinese bamboo, it's not a 2-week commitment. It's not even a 3-week commitment. It's not for a month. It's not for 2 months. You don't see sprouts in six months. You don't even see it in a year. Not even in 2 years. A Chinese bamboo, after you plant the seed, you don't see sprouts for 4 years. You don't see sprouts, any kind of growth, for 5 years even. It takes 6 years before you see any proof of life after you plant the bamboo, the Chinese bamboo. It takes 6 years. Well, what the hell is this thing doing for 6 years? Like, where is it? Just sleeping? Is it dormant? No. Here's what's going on with the Chinese bamboo after you plant the seed. It's growing deep roots that allows it to grow. Once it does sprout, it's going to grow 90 feet in 6 weeks. But that takes 6 years of deep rooted commitment to that ground. I hope you're hearing what I'm saying. These Chinese farmers, they learn lessons from growing Chinese bamboo versus tomatoes and cucumbers and things like that. To grow tomatoes, cucumbers, it takes patience, but it doesn't take 6 years to see proof of life. That's what going after your dream is like. Now, I hope it doesn't take 6 years. Obviously, some people, it doesn't take 6 years. Some people it can take 2 years or 3 years. But you have to throw the time frame out the window and have the commitment to that ground that you planted that seed in for as long as it takes. That's what this morning reminded me of. I didn't feel like going to the Saturday morning meeting, but I made a commitment, not to my company, not to my area, but to myself, that I'm gonna stay committed to this ground that I planted my seed in until I see the harvest. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share this morning on my rant of the day. Don't plant cucumbers, don't plant tomatoes in your life. Plant a bamboo tree. Why? Because once it does sprout, it's gonna set you up for the rest of your life. You just have to stay committed. Have you ever taken a road trip? This is another analogy here. If you ever taken a road trip, long road trip, let's say you were going to, you're driving from Houston to Disneyland in California. It's gonna take a while to get there, right? It might take 2 days to get there, 3 days. Now, at some point in that drive, you're gonna be like, fuck that, I'm tired, I'm not enjoying myself, I'm exhausted, my eyes are closing, it's 3 in the morning, we're still driving. But you never say, well, let's just go back home. Let's forget about this. No, because you know what it's gonna be like once you get to Disneyland. See, some of you give up on your dream because you don't see it very clearly. It's kind of a vague thing. Yeah, that'd be cool if I had that. Yeah, let me try that. Let me just try it. No, you can't just try. That vision needs to be so clear. You need to be so clear of what it's gonna be like, what it's gonna sound like. You need to spend time creating that vision, because the vision is what's gonna pull you towards your dream. So you're not trying to push yourself. Uphill battle, rolling that boulder uphill. You don't want that. So the more excited you are about, the more clear you see where you're going, nothing's gonna stop you. Nothing's gonna stop you, okay? So just keep that in mind. Be like the bamboo. This is a road trip. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. But see, if you feel discouraged, check your commitment to your ground. How committed are you to that seed you planted in the ground? How much faith do you have in it? How much belief do you have in it? And what's your vision? How clear is your vision of where you're trying to go? Maybe if it's not clear, make it clearer. Make it more exciting. Make it more compelling. The more compelling that vision is, the more likely you'll be to go after it. And no one will have to poke and prod you, and it won't be such a grind, okay? You'll be excited because you know it's coming. It doesn't matter about ridicule. It doesn't matter about critics and people laughing at you, and because you know where it's going, okay? So have a great Saturday. Do something productive this Saturday. Don't destroy your life. Make a commitment to your seed that you want to plant in the ground, and then watch it grow, okay? Love you guys. God bless. Bye.